Hello everybody in Computing 120. This is Diana, your prof. Today we're going to explore how to use the idle development environment to work with Python. Keep in mind that there are other environments that allow to work with Python, which we will see later on in the course. You may be using your own computer or the computers in the CISL labs. To use the CISL lab computers, you can be physically there, or also you can work remotely using a remote desktop connection to the server Lito CISL SFU CA. To start idle the first time in your CISL account, you will have to find it among all programs. At the moment of this recording, you will find the Python that you need to execute under Python 2.7. After that, you may customize a shortcut as you prefer. When we start idle, we see first one window, the shell or interactive window. This window allows us to work interactively with Python, including doing quick calculations by executing one statement at a time. Also, this is the window where the results or output from a program that is executed in this idle environment is shown. But before looking into a program, let's explore this shell window. One can imagine that these three greater than symbols represent Python listening and ready to execute, one statement at a time. Let's start by making a quick calculation. We see that the results appear immediately. We can also execute statements here. To start, let's execute a print statement. We see that we can also print in one single statement several expressions if we separate by commas, and so it is printed in one single line separated by spaces. We can also initialize variables in this shell window. For example, we may want to store the value 32 in the variable var. Notice that when we made the assignment of the value 32 to the variable var, no output was printed, yet the contents of that variable are now 32. And we can do calculations using this variable. You have probably noticed that we have seen results being shown in two different situations, when we use a print statement and when we do not. This is a characteristic of the shell window, when we are working interactively with Python. On the other hand, when we will be working with a program, we will have to always include a print statement if we want something to be shown as output. The interactive or shell window is very useful, especially if we want to test some result quickly. However, the shell is not really meant to be used for longer calculations or statements, especially involving many lines. In those situations, we need to create a program. How do we do this in the idle environment? The idle environment provides the possibility of having an editor window for different programs, one window per program. We can open previously existing programs, or also we can create a new program by opening a new window. Let's type our program in this window. We would like to test our little program now. We would like to execute it. To do this, we press the Run tab and do Run Module, or F5 as a shortcut. When we do that, the editor asks us to save the program. We have to give an OK. This will be happening every time that we wish to run the program. When we save it, you want to do it in your own folders. Let's say that this is the folder that I want to use to save this first example. And here is something quite important. We want to name our file, example1, ending with py. This is important because if we do not do so, the coloring that's happening inside the editor will not be shown. So once I save it, it is executed. Here you see how the execution is shown in the shell window. it will have this line restart, and after that it will produce the output from the program. Now we noticed, oh, there is a mistake here, this is not correctly typed, and here we would like to add a space. What do? We go back to the program and we fix whatever needs to be fixed. We eliminate the bugs or problems. In this case, luckily they are simple bugs, we fix it, and now we can test it again. So again, we run it, and we have to save it. And here we have the second execution. Now the execution seems to be working fine. We are happy with it. Summarizing this session, we've seen that we can work with our CISIL account physically in the CISIL labs or remotely via the remote desktop connection to the Lito CISIL SFU-CA server. We've also seen that the environment idle provides two types of windows, the shell or interactive window and an editor window to edit a Python program. Also, a useful recommendation is that you save your program in your own folders and name it with the extension .py. This concludes our session today. Hope this has been useful to you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.